In part one, we talked about the market and Proposition 19. If you haven't watched that yet, the link is in the description below. Go watch it first. It'll save you thousands. But now I want to talk about something that no one in real estate is willing to talk about honestly. What happens to your housing when your needs change? I've been doing this for 26 years, and the families who go through this stage of life with the least stress, who make the best decisions, who don't end up in a crisis, they all have one thing in common. They figured this out before they had to. Not after a fall, not after a diagnosis, not after a phone call in the middle of the night. They figured this out before they had to. I'm Mark Coach Soto, a senior real estate specialist serving the Folsom, Placer, and El Dorado County areas. Before we dive in, I put together a free guide that goes with this video. It's called the Folsom and Foothills Senior Home Guide. Everything I know about helping seniors make this transition well in one downloadable document. Link is in the description. No cost. All right, let's go. This part of the guide covers every housing option available to you or your loved ones, from aging in place all the way through memory care. We're going to name the actual communities in our area. We're going to talk about what things cost in general terms. And I'm going to clear up the single biggest misconception I hear from families every single week. Medicare does not cover assisted living. I know. I'll explain. Now let's talk about where you actually live. And I want to be honest with you, because most real estate guides skip the hard parts. The reality is that for seniors and their families, choosing where to live isn't just about square footage and school districts. It's about what kind of support you need today and what you'll need tomorrow. So the guide walks through what I call the full care spectrum, 6 levels from completely independent all the way through specialized care. And I want to highlight a few of these. At one end, you have aging in place, staying in your current home, making modifications, bringing in some support. For the right person in the right home, this is genuinely the best option. A walk-in shower, some grab bars, a part-time aide, maybe some smart home technology, and you extend your independence by years. At the other end, you have memory care and skilled nursing, highly specialized environments for dementia, Alzheimer's, or medical level needs. These communities exist to serve people at a specific stage of life with extraordinary care and expertise. And in the middle, where most of the action is for people watching this video, you have 55 plus active adult communities, independent living, and assisted living. For the 55 plus communities specifically, and we have some exceptional ones in our market, I put together a comparison in the guide. 4 seasons at El Dorado Hills, Versante, Diamond Glen, Heritage near Folsom, Sun City, Roseville, Lincoln Hills up in Placer County. These aren't one size fits all. Some are gated resort style communities, some are more neighborhood style. Price ranges vary significantly. HOA fees vary. And what makes a community right for one person makes it completely wrong for someone else. That's actually one of the most valuable things I do for clients. I know these communities personally, and I can help match you to the right one based on your lifestyle, your budget, and your priorities. Now, let me touch on assisted living, because it's one of the most misunderstood options out there. Most people picture a nursing home when they hear assisted living. That's not what it is. Assisted living is a private room or apartment, your own space, your own belongings. Inside a community where staff is on site around the clock to help with daily activities, bathing, dressing, medication management, 3 meals a day, social programming, transportation. It's for people who need some help, but who are not medically fragile and don't need skilled nursing care. In our area, specifically, there are some outstanding options. Oakmont of Folsom, Prairie City Landing, Brookdale Folsom. the Pavilion at El Dorado Hills, Oakmont of El Dorado Hills, Ponte Palmero over in Cameron Park. And a quick note on memory care, which is a separate, specialized level of care for Alzheimer's and dementia. Communities like Koger of Folsom and Country House at Folsom focus exclusively on memory care. The staff is specifically trained. The environment is designed around the unique needs of people with cognitive decline, and the difference it makes for families is profound. If you're thinking about any of these options for yourself or a parent, I want you to know something. I have relationships with senior living advisors in this area who will tour communities with you, help you understand pricing and levels of care, and find the right fit. That service is free to families, and I'll connect you to them as part of working with me. And before I leave this section, let me address the elephant in the room, because I hear this question every week. Will Medicare pay for assisted living? No. Medicare does not pay for assisted living, memory care, or long-term custodial care. I know that's not what people want to hear, but nearly 40% of families assume it will, and finding out otherwise in a crisis is devastating. What does help pay for care, home sale proceeds, which in our market can be substantial, long-term care insurance, if you or a loved one has a policy, VA aid and attendance benefits for veterans and surviving spouses, one of the most underutilized benefits in our entire community. And for lower income seniors, California's Medi-Cal programs, including the assisted living waiver. All of this is covered in detail in the guide, including a 2026 update about Medi-Cal's reinstated look-back period that every family with a senior parent needs to know about before transferring any assets. So, now you know your options, all of them, and you know how to think about paying for care in a way that actually makes sense. Here's what I want you to hold on to from this video. Your home is not just where you live, it's your most powerful planning tool for everything we just talked about. The equity you've built is what gives you choices, good ones, the kind of choices that let you pick the right community instead of the available one, the kind that let you bring a parent here to be near family instead of leaving them somewhere they don't want to be. But equity only works for you if you know how to deploy it. And deploying it starts with one question: when is the right time to sell? And how do you do it in a way that protects everything you've built? That's exactly what Part 3 covers. The selling roadmap, the capital gains truth, and why most sellers owe far less than they think. The 10 questions you should ask any agent before you sign anything, and a resource I give every single client that most agents have never heard of. The link to the downloadable guides in the description. This is Coach Soto, and I'll see you in Part 3.